Are you ready to create words with rockets? I know I am. What's going on, everyone? It's Rich Haywood here from Bacon Ice Cream Productions and Team RTFC, welcoming you to yet another episode of Good Times with Retro Rich and Fun for Five. That's right. We're back. We're back in action, and it's time for INTV Tuesday. But before we get into this delicious cart right here, we'll play some word rockets right here. We'll talk a little bit about it and see if we can find that fun. It's time to revisit a question. That question is in our community prompt. Right. We went a whole week on the community prompt and asked a simple question. That simple question was, what game made you go all in on it? You know, what was that one game that you had to pre-order everything? You got the t-shirt, you got the guide, you got the fan book, you went on these demo sites, you went to fan sites, you were just, it was it, right? And we all knew what my answer was. It was the amazing Final Fantasy VII. But apparently this topic didn't quite hit anywhere else. So I received a lone entry, just one answer. Come on, you guys, get in those comments, get in those posts, and let's see what you got. Let's see what you got. But anyway, so without any further ado, I think we should just go ahead and play the response, because it was a video response, and that video response was from my man, RetroKill-9. So let's listen in and see what he has to say.
Hey Rich, so here's my response to your community prompt, the game I went all in for. And that was, yes, the original Street Fighter 2. Oh, back in the day, that was one of those games, as soon as I saw it, all I wanted to do was play it. I was hugely into Street Fighter 2 in the arcades, whether it was playing against the CPU, having other people join in, you know, they would set your quarters on the side, there up on the control panel to be next. I had so much fun. I loved that game. That was the reason I got a Super Nintendo. As soon as I heard that was available, now this is back then, like for $200, you get the Super Nintendo, Super Mario World, and 2 controllers. And of course, on top of that, the game was $50. So I sold all my Ninja Turtles, He-Man, action figures, basically purged everything that I had when I was a younger kid. But you know what? It was worth it. And at that time, too, Street Fighter 2 was difficult to find. I can remember calling Target, which was where I lived in a small little town. And Fairfield was about, like, I think, 30 minutes or so from Ottumwa. I remember calling them and asking them if they would hold a copy. And back then in the day, some places were cool. They just, put it under the counter. And I was like, hey, when I went up there, I called Joel about Street Fighter 2. Do you have it? Yes, they did. I bought that with the Super Nintendo, got home, played it with my friends. And yeah, that was the game. I wanted more bad than everything. Of course, there was a cool library, and I had played other games for the Super Nintendo before then. But that was the game that I went all in on that I wanted.
All right. That was awesome. Thanks so much to Ed RetroKill-9 for that amazing story. That was pretty cool. Very, very similar in kind of scope to my tale, where, like, it got so excited, you had to go in, you were purging stuff, you were like, hey, what can I get rid of? How can I, like, afford stuff? All that kind of thing. I remember, again, the day that I picked up my copy of Final Fantasy VII, I had some extra things that I had to come in and, like, trade in, where else I wasn't going to be able to get it. So it was wild. It was a wild time. But I'm glad I'm not the only one that has gone all in on their favorite game, or at least up until then. What was the one that you remember? But it was cool. It's very cool. It's very cool. So that brings us to time for INTV Tuesday. So we're going to be playing, like I said, word rockets right there on the Intellivision Collection 1 via the Evercade until we get through all those. And then we're going to have to dip in. We're going to have to dip into the ultimate flashback. So I'm actually looking forward to getting through all these guys so that I can go to the flashback. I think I hear the siren song of that controller. It's like, you must play the Intellivision with an Intellivision controller. And I'm like, I'm resisting it right now. But let's get in there and and play some cool word rockets. All right, let's go. All right, here we are, ready to rock with some word rockets. This one is a part of Learning Fun 2, this game. So it's not necessarily a game in and of itself. So it's kind of weird to do this one because, obviously, whenever I get a hold of a copy or an emulated copy, hint, hint, wing, wing, nudge, nudge to that Ultimate Flashback, we will do all of Learning Fun 2, and we'll probably revisit Word Rockets. But today, let's play some Word Rockets, and get some learn on, right? All right. So, so I guess that fez right away. So the idea here is it's basically air-sea battle, right? Sug? Does it? No. How about sag? Got it. All right, let's go down here and make sure that we're not annihilating people's eardrums. Sorry if that happened. Rub. There we go. Cub. You got that there. So I mean, this is one of those things. It's one of those games that yeah, I know you want the eye, but you're not getting this. No. Fit. We can do fit. There we go. So yeah, I mean, this definitely seems very much like a and it's an air-sea battle. It's an air-sea battle with words. It really is. But the cool thing about it is a learning experience, right? I mean, you have to think. You see the words coming in. You're building three-letter words, which is a primary skill for the young ones, and it's pretty cool. Like that if you're gonna miss one, it doesn't obviously hit it, but it's not like penalizing. You don't get the harsh sound for missing. It just goes, that's not going to fit in there, which is kind of cool. Man, oh, con. Oh yeah, that's right. It is a word. So there's not much more to it, right? You're playing this. You're trying to get your you're trying to get your words on, and this is a two-player game naturally, so you're trying to do that more. You're trying to complete more words than your opponent is completing, which is kind of cool. And like the background, there's just like a nice little sunny day. You know what? Let's get these let's get these trees and some wagons, and then you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna put letters on the wagons and then just launch them into the sky to create words. It's just, I don't know. I just think it's kind of cool. I mean, there's not much more to it, but it's one of those things that, as I'm playing it, I definitely do get the air-sea battle vibe, and I'm down with it. I'm totally down with it. Bum. That's a silly word. I don't know why you're teaching kids how to spell gin either, but it's a thing. Hey, bot is a word. I'm just saying. Nope. No, what's that? Oh, that was hub. It was supposed to be hub, I think. All right, so we got... Oh, there we go. We got the 25. We got the game over. 3 minutes and 55 seconds. I think we can safely say that we have seen what we need to see out of Word Rockets. But like I said, on the Intellivision Collection 1, you want to sit down for a little bit, or if you got a young one, sit them down for a little Word Rockets and see what happens. See what happens. I think it's a cool learning experience. So let's go to the wrap up and see what's going on. All right, guys. So we've played Word Rockets for a full round. 4 minutes, 5 minutes. It's close. It was close. So, did we find the fun in Word Rockets on the Atari? Hello, in the Intellivision Collection 1? Yes, we did. I'm going to give it a fun was found. You know what? Because, like I said, it's got that vibe. It's got that whole Air Sea Battle vibe. And I know, like, people are like, "What are you talking about? Air Sea Battle is just a carnival shooter." Remember, I played Air Sea Battle with my cousins for hours and hours and hours, multiple times. But there was that one night, that glorious New Year's Eve. We were up until like 3 o'clock in the morning playing Air Sea Battle. So this definitely gives me that kind of like that hit, that vibe. I do like the fact that it makes you think. I do like the fact that it is an educational, like, fun little thing that you could put in front of your kids. I'd love to see more of this. I'd love to see, like, these simple kind of things appear elsewhere on a console. Now, I know right away people would be like, "Oh, well, there's APC Mouse, and there's Khan Academy, and there's IXL, and there's all sorts of other things you can do where they gamify all sorts of stuff at school." And that's great. But, there isn't a ton of that, like, let's call it like that edutainment kind of thing in the great, pantheon, the Nintendos, Sony, Microsoft, even the third-party manufacturers like Ubisoft and Activision and all those other things. There's not a lot of software there. But wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool if somebody took that idea, right? Maybe even a popular IP, Shock of Shocks, and put it together and made just some cool things. Like a downloadable thing could be $3, $4, $5 per module, and then you have, insert name of character here going through a learning thing. Come on. That red plumber guy, that's a huge win right there. Like Mario's learning, I don't know, quest or something like that, or like Crash Bandicoot, right? Or Spyro, or any of those guys, right? I just want somebody to do that. Somebody to really lean in there and then do that, or even some cool children's properties too, right? You've got stuff on Amazon, like Do Re Mi and Stinky and Dirty and all sorts of other kind of crazy stuff. Why couldn't we have some of that, right? Why can't you have like you have an open world game where you have to go and find, whatever pieces of a sign that spell out something, and you got to put them all in the right order because you have to have the right letters. Just put it in an open world game and just have things that you must learn, right? You must know how to do the spelling or know how to do the math or whatever it is. Build those skills in, because if people are going to want to sit there and play games for a whole bunch of time, why don't you just kind of inject some learning in there and do that? I don't know. I think it'd be kind of cool, which is the reason why I wanted to play Word Rockets in the first place, because as a game itself, besides it just being kind of a very similar to an Air Sea Battle kind of game, and there's not much more to it, right? The mechanics are, you have letters, you throw them up in the air, you match them, you get it or you don't, right? And it's kind of like a miss. So anyway, but I did have some fun playing it, and it wasn't the first or last time I have played Word Rockets. I actually do sit here and just like mess around and play around every once in a while. And I've got to get my my young one and sit down and play with him some more, because I do really think it's actually kind of a cool thing. Get them cool skills. Anyway, what do you guys think? Hit me up down below in the comments. Let me know how you're feeling about this one and what you guys might want to see as far as like, maybe those edutainment game kind of things, let me know. Let me know what you're feeling about that. But don't forget, we're back kind of sort of into that regular schedule. We're trying to nail that, question mark Wednesday, and we're going to be back for Atari VCS Thursday. I really wanted to get out last week because we had that huge drop from Breakout Recharge. We will be doing Breakout Recharge. Don't you worry about that. So hopefully you guys are excited about that. And then, of course, we're going to be back to our regularly scheduled Rich's picks on the Evercade cartridges. And I think we're all the way up to, I think we hit Pico. This cartridge 8 was Mega Cat, right? Or maybe it is Mega Cat. Did I do that one? I think I did do that one. I did that. We did that live with the Go Game Go and everybody else. I forgot about that. So I think Pico's the next one. That's gonna be a huge one. So anyway, hopefully you guys are excited. I know I am. But until next time, we will catch you next time for some good times. I'm Rich, and we'll see you later. All right, take it easy, guys.
RTFC.baconicecream.com